Welcome back to the Wheel Brick. Today I wanted to do a 2-year update on owning a 2014 Toyota Tacoma. So let's get into it. Before I get into it, for people that don't know, this is a 2014 Toyota Tacoma SR5 V6 TRD off-road. It's actually painted in spruce mica, which is a very beautiful color. It's a rare color too. And that's what basically sold me on it, is the color. I thought it was such a beautiful color, so that's probably one of the main reasons I got it. I'll get into the other reasons here in a little bit. So a little backstory on this truck. I picked this up March 6th of 2023, so I just passed over the 2-year mark. I picked it up with about 187,500 miles on it. It has 214,500 now, so give or take 27,000 miles about I've driven. So I'd say that's not too bad. It may be a little bit more than what people usually do in that time period. I do a lot of road trips, and so I mean, it's pretty normal. So a few questions I've gotten just personally in the past is, why a truck? I was in high school and now I'm in college. Why not like a sports car or a economy car? Personally, I grew up around trucks. I like trucks because they're just great at everything you can do, like everything you can do with one. Behind the camera actually is a Ford Mustang, which is my brother's, and to be honest, it just doesn't do what this can do. We've had some big snowfalls in the past couple of years, and I will tell you that his car was in the garage during those, and this was out on the road. It has 4-wheel drive, got beefy tires on it. These are actually all-terrain tires, and they're all seasons. There's all seasons on the Mustang, but that's a performance tire. It's not really designed to be used in the snow. That's probably one of the biggest reasons I got a truck. Another reason is I kind of know that I want to tow in the future, and I like to haul stuff. So that's another reason. This can tow 5,500 pounds. I'm not sure on the payload capacity, but if I put a whole bunch of stuff in the back. I've towed little utility trailers and it tows it like it's nothing. An economy car or a sports car obviously cannot do that. So that's probably the biggest reason that I chose a truck over other options. So I want to talk about modifications. Obviously, this has a truck topper on it. This is from American Truck Covers. These things run in the range of $2 to $4 grand. It depends what options you put on them. This is a bone stock one. It doesn't have the options, but you can get like communicators for the back glass. You get roof racks, you can get side racks, you get like cargo like dividers and organizers in them. It's insane what you can do with them. But yeah, this just is the basic shell, which I kind of like because I can modify it how I want to. I have not done that yet, but I have been thinking about it, and I really want to do something and set it up for like camping and overlanding. Tires, these are 30-inch tires, which I've measured before, and in order to get 35s on here, I'd have to get a suspension lift, probably different wheels. Costs a lot of money. I don't really want to do that. And another thing is, I don't really have a use case for that here. Maybe if I was in Colorado, Utah, or somewhere like that that actually has off-road trails, maybe do something like that. But here, it's just really not that necessary to do that. This is perfect. I like how it's set up right now. Plus, people have told me, put a lift kit on it. I'm like, I don't like that because I like how high this is. It's not too high, it's not too low. It's perfect. So that's my opinion on the modifications. So I want to talk about service on this for a little bit. I'm really diligent on the service on this truck. This truck's got the 4-liter V6, known to enthusiasts, and it's really reliable. It can run 2, 3, 4, 500,000 miles if you maintain it right and maintain it on time. I do an oil change about 5,000 miles, about every 5,000 miles. That's when I like to do my oil changes. Other services I've done recently actually have been new tires. My tires were getting to the end of its life, so I got some new ones. The old tires on this were Vulcan Wall Peaks, and those are actually on the new TRD Pros. But this is actually a Hercules tire on this. It's still an all-terrain like the Vulcans were. I really like the all-terrains because they wear down less, and so They actually last longer. Future service. The dealership has told me that I need a 200,000 mile service. That includes changing the spark plugs, four-wheel drive service, and a brake service. I had this on the lift when I had the tires put on about 2 months ago. They said the brakes were fine. So I don't know what the dealer is telling me to do there. I have to look into it. Four-wheel drive service, it's to go check it out and then do the fluids or whatever. I'm not sure on that. And then spark plugs, obviously for the engine. I want to make sure it's still running good and starts up and all that. But otherwise, it's been really good. There is one issue I had a year into it. The battery died on this and I had to get a new battery. Otherwise, I've not had any other issues with it. It's been a really reliable truck, and I mean, it better be. It's a Toyota Tacoma. But yeah, that's a servicing. Great truck, running fine. Let's get to the next thing. So I'm not gonna go very in depth about this because I already made a couple of videos about it. I'll link that below. But the thing I hate about it and the thing I like about it, we're gonna do the thing I hate about it first, is the gas mileage. I got a lot of hate about this. I knew going into it that it was going to be terrible fuel economy. This truck only gets about 13 to 16 miles per gallon, which is not great. It's actually really bad. And then it's even worse when I am plowing into wind, I get like 13. It's not even debatable at that point. And we get a lot of wind here. The way I say why it's controversial, the newer trucks, they get better fuel economy. And the reason for that, if you're very unaware about that, the newer trucks, if they're 6 cylinders, they have technology in them that actually lets them only run on 4 cylinders unless you need the extra power. So if you're like towing or if you're doing a really big acceleration, then it'll start firing 6 cylinders. But when you don't need that, it'll go down to 4, which obviously less cylinders firing, less fuel burning, better fuel economy. Now to the thing I like about it. It's a great all-around truck I can do, or vehicle, or whatever you want to call it. I can go take this grocery shopping, I can plow through snow with it, I can go on a beaten off trail, I can go rock crawling, I can go on the highway, I can go through some fun roads. And man, it's a joy to drive. I know sports cars would probably be more of a joy, but there's limited what you can do with it. Not much space in it like this. It doesn't have the ground clearance like this. You can't take it when it's snowing because it's probably rear wheel drive. It's 4-wheel drive like I mentioned earlier. It's just great all around. That's what I really love about it. I do a lot of highway miles with it. Which it rides for a 10-year-old truck, it rides pretty decent. I mean, there's wind noise, the ride quality isn't like a Mercedes, but like, it's pretty good for what it is. The one thing is that sometimes the way I go in the wind, it'll kind of do a whistling sound. I think it's a seal somewhere. It just kind of does it a bit here and there. I'm not huge concern on that, but anyway, that's what I like about it. Do I regret getting a truck? No, I do not. I am a car person. Yes, a sports car would have been nice, but it just doesn't have the capabilities of a truck. Am I still enjoying my truck? I think that's an obvious yes. I absolutely love this truck, and I'm really grateful for someone my age to have a truck this nice. I go on so many trips with it and see so many things. It is honestly so fun, and even I can just go on a back road like 5 miles from my house and still have the time of my life driving it. So that's my conclusion and thoughts after 2 years of having this truck. What do you think? Put them down in the comments. Make sure you are subscribed to The Wheel Brick. Follow The Wheel Brick on Instagram, and I'll see you next video.